Yes, guys, welcome back to ShootOut. Welcome to your Premier League roundup. And me starting the video means only one thing. And I know right now you might be thinking, actually, this is not correct, Spartacus, because this is being recorded on Monday. Because Man United, it's Manchester Mondays. We always know they're going to be the late game. And unfortunately, Monday's studio day this week. So as of right now, the scores from last weekend were 7 to Benson and 4 for Younes. My 10-0 Arsenal prediction arguably should make me lose 10 points because that was a little bit far away from the truth. But at the end of the day, it's a dog-eat-dog world, mate. Arsenal did win. I did say they would. And that's a point for Benson. Do you know what I mean?
I'm just letting him have the start. I mean, I felt bad. Let's be honest. Yeah, we were starting every single video. Let's have him have one. We'll let him have one. We'll be back next week. Don't worry.
7-6, mate. Depending on obviously Man United, Bournemouth. If it finishes 1-1, it's a level, so it doesn't matter.
And if
spirit level,
I need Bournemouth to win, and you need United to win.
You need a draw, 1-1 draw, and I need a 3-1 Man United win.
Oh, okay. Well, so in that case,
so technically, we just want a Bournemouth win, just across the board, really.
So if it finishes 1-1. Then it's 7-7, and you don't actually win.
Yeah, but neither do you. So
I'll take it.
You know, I will be bitter about this.
I'll take this. This is exactly a situation where just don't lose comes in.
You sound more like Maresca every day, mate. If you can't win,
I'm top of the league.
Make sure you don't lose.
I'm top of the league.
You are. You are currently Arsenal in me, to be fair. But we do start at home this week with Chelsea, and we both predicted a 1-1 draw in this game, which I think was relatively pessimistic considering the form we were in. But we've come away with a 2-0 win. Really solid.
We should predict more draws.
We should, actually. It is the history of the Chelsea at this point.
It is, yeah. It is. For us to get wins. Happy days, though.
Great result, really.
Yeah, we done the watch-along, and it was a good game in the end.
I think people
Controlled.
I think it's difficult right now with Chelsea. And I've not really spoken about this too much on my channel. But I think because the expectation is to keep winning and win and go on a run and whatnot, this game will get glazed over a little bit.
Yeah.
And Everton have been in such good form. I think that actually makes this result even better than it was. When you take into consideration the form that we went into this game with was really quite poor. It was more confusing as well, to be honest. I think you can add those two and marry those up together. Really bad and confusing. Like, how have we managed to just turn this switch on and all of a sudden the flipping someone's pulled the gunge out, mate? You know, on those game shows where you just drop a load of crap on your head. It's been a bit like that, really.
Yep.
But Everton, I don't think Everton were bad. Like, this game could have easily been like 7-5.
7-5.
You said that score, didn't you, in your video?
Yeah.
See, I do watch all your vids, mate.
Don't worry. We all came to that conclusion that it could have been a very high-scoring game for both. But Chelsea were better.
We were the better team. We deserve to win.
Yeah. So 7-5, like I said, it still equates to 2-0, technically. So happy days. Happy days.
Yeah, basic maths. We'll give him that.
But overall, it was better.
Better.
It was better.
Something to build upon.
Yeah. Obviously not perfect. Not the best game in the world, but better. And something to build upon and hopefully take forward and to build form, because that's Chelsea's issue, is just trying to build consistency. So Everton, I thought, were unlucky with Dewsbury Hall coming off as early as they did, because that was a blow.
Yeah, not planned either.
Not planned, and, well, proper Chelsea maybe.
Proper Chelsea, Kiernan.
But no, obviously not planned. And Chelsea, I would say, to a good extent, Maresca doing what we asked of him.
Yeah. Well,
which is,
it's funny, isn't it?
Going back to basics a little bit and keeping it a little bit more simple. And I feel like he done just that.
Yeah, I liked the team, and I loved the fact that Malo Gusto just was by far the best player on the pitch.
Yeah.
But again, it wasn't like he was playing right back. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think, and this is, I've said this on my channel. I don't want to go into it too much, but if it works, great. But when it doesn't, obviously you're going to get questions. Obviously.
Yeah.
Especially when there is players in certain positions that are just not even getting look-ins off the bench, you know?
No, and when it comes to this, I mean, even Maresca himself might make the point, oh, Gusto was really far advanced and look what happened, right?
Yeah.
So when we criticised seeing Gusto in the number 10, you know, oh, maybe that was just a bad day at the office. I disagree. Like, seeing Gusto bomb forward for us is actually normal. We want him to be advanced. He's a right back. But advanced as a right back. And even if it means he's cutting in a little bit and he's inverting inside, great. But he gets back to being a right back. He doesn't stay up there as a 10. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
There's a difference. And this is where it comes to using the players correctly. And I felt like Gusto in that game, for example, was phenomenal. Man of the match, easily.
Yeah.
And other players were impressive as well. Reece, standard. Fofana looked fantastic. Sanchez is having his best season now. For sure.
50% clean sheets. That's a fantastic record.
For sure. And there's no blunders.
No. Not since Man United.
Not since the red card. And yeah, and that was a different blunder, thankfully. You know, something we weren't used to. We're normally used to seeing him give the ball away.
Yeah.
This was just a case of just one moment of madness. Since then, he's been class. So now it's about building on that and picking up these results and making sure this isn't just a one-off.
Facts. Big time.
Yeah.
One team that certainly didn't make a win a one-off was Liverpool. 2-0 winners against Brighton. Go to the San Siro, get a result, clean sheet. Everyone's got questions about Liverpool. So much to unpack in this game, by the way. Hugo Ekitike.
Yeah.
Round of applause for Hugo Ekitike, because this guy was brought in as the second choice striker. It's crazy, isn't it? Going and spending $500 million in one summer, by the way. Whoa. Don't get me started. But he's the main man. By a country mile, he's the main man. What a player.
Liverpool have a problem.
They do have a problem.
It's a problem.
It's an Isak £145 million problem.
It is a problem. Yeah.
Because this guy's got to play every game.
Mate, the way that he's moving right now, he's number one striker easily.
Yeah, for sure.
And you can't not play him.
I'd go as far as to say only Haaland is better than him in the Premier League up front.
100%, of course.
Igor Thiago loves a penalty, by the way. Good striker too, but no, Liverpool, this is, I think, we can focus on Ekitike, but the most important thing here is the team. 2 clean sheets, 2 wins in the space of a week where we could easily have been sat here right now saying, oh my word, this has gone very south very quickly, because the story, even before Salah's interview, was about Slot. Is he going to keep his job? Should he keep his job? And not only has he kept his job, but he's had probably the biggest legend in recent Liverpool history has come out, said the club's thrown him under the bus. And in the space of a week, that interview has just galvanised this Liverpool team together. They've won 2 games in a row. Salah gets an assist. And by the way, I don't think he played very well. I think that was a myth. But he got an assist, he came on, and the reception that he received from the cop at the end was
fantastic.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
So, is it problem solved?
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. I genuinely don't know. I got to be honest, with Liverpool, I was surprised. Because when you look at their lineup, we saw their lineup at the beginning, and I'm like, what the hell is Slot doing? With a 5-man centre midfield. Like, they were all just midfielders. From right to left. I'm like, what is he doing? Szoboszlai on the right. You know? Curtis Jones all the way on the left. Like, what's going on? They got off to a crazy, magnificent start. 1-0 up already. Boom. The momentum is set.
It set the tone of the day, really, didn't
it? Did, and I think it completely derailed Brighton's game plan from the beginning. Because when you concede that early, whatever you planned for is gone.
Yeah.
So I was expecting more from Brighton overall.
They had a lot of control of the second half.
And even then,
Liverpool's defence, Konate, that was best I've seen him play this season.
Exactly,
for sure.
Yeah.
Really good from him.
But it also goes back to Ekitike. Because when he's relied on, man, he knows where the goal is.
Big time.
Legitimately knows where the goal is. He's got a really good instinct, which I feel like in any striker is crucial. But he knows exactly what he's doing. And this is why I'm saying you can't drop him. You can't even... Right now, you can't even play anyone alongside him. Like, to try and say, okay, let's just force Isak in and just get him and Isak to play together then. Ekitike right now looks like he operates probably best as a lone striker, which I advocate to try and see players play together nowadays, because we see too many number 9s that really can't do it on their own.
But do you not think maybe that's kind of part of the problem? You might be onto something here, you know, because it has football. I remember 4-4-2. That was the only formation my dad played for our kids' team. It's always 2 strikers, wasn't
Left
it?
forward, right forward, yeah.
Yeah. And nowadays, like, that's obviously a dying trade, almost.
It doesn't happen now.
For any coach or manager. Another debate about those things.
Yeah. No one does it because they want to compensate and add an additional body in midfield or in defence, or they want to go to a back three. Or
eventually, I think it's going to have to be a solution, really, isn't it? Because you can't have 145 million on the bench.
You
mate.
can't.
I know. There's a lot of like, oh, is he fit? Is he? Mate, if you're not fit, bro, like, well, you want to go and sit on the beach with Eden Hazard, mate. You know, go for a load of money and then just don't show up. But I think Liverpool are onto something here, particularly when you look at their next two games. They've got Tottenham away and Wolves at home. So
Those
Liverpool
should
back
be
in the
two wins.
Yeah.
And then, Liverpool might be back in a rhythm. But for Salah, because he's heading off to AFCON now,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that he's out the woods just yet in terms of, is he going to be staying at Liverpool? Hard to say.
Well, we'll have to wait and see in the January transfer window. If a big offer comes in, I think it's kind of been squashed, but it still might be the right time to go. Because it doesn't mean that it's completely squashed. Do you know what I mean? Like, and public perception in these things is very key. And especially for a club like Liverpool, I think the stature and the size of the club, it's actually kind of perfect for them how this week's played out. Because Salah played. It's not like we don't know if he's ever going to play again. All of that is like gone. You can blow that to the side of the road like a leaf blower. Because he did play. And he was forced to come on very early. But Liverpool will be very happy that they've got through this week totally unscathed.
Would say, if it comes to it, with that reception that he got at the end and that walk that he done, if that was a goodbye, pretty good one.
Yeah. No, that's about as good as it could have been.
Yeah.
Speaking of as good as it could have been, it wasn't as good as it could have been if your name is Scott and your surname is Parker. Get your Parker pen out, mate, and sign at another job because you're going to need to do that very soon. Burnley 2, Fulham 3. Harry Wilson again for Fulham deserves a round of applause. Calvin Bassey almost scored goal of the season, but he didn't. But for Fulham, this is a big win because the relegation zone is a whole different video topic, really, for us, because it is very tight down the bottom there. But for me, this is the end for Burnley. I said if they lost this game, they're going down, and I'm going to stand by that point.
Mate, that's cemented. They are finished. They are legitimately finished. Is that Scott Parker?
So don't you dare say I'm getting fired. Someone just tried to break into the studio, boys.
Mate, they're done. They're done. But you know what? Burnley is this is actually kind of what I'm about to say is probably worse than how it normally goes. Right? You can see Burnley are actually trying.
They're not playing awful.
They're not playing bad, and everyone is actually giving what they can, and they are scoring, but they're just losing.
Yeah.
Which means it's not even that you're not trying and you're losing. So there is something that you might be able to change right now. No, you lot are just not good.
They've lost so many games in a row.
7
and the
in a
last
row.
game they won was Wolves, who have also got better recently. So they played Wolves at the right time and only just won 3-2.
And even then, but this is the thing there, even Wolves are still losing.
Yeah.
You know?
No, for Burnley, I think it's a big problem.
Burnley are going down with them without a doubt. And look, I think it's going to be... I think it's already started, but if they get someone lined up, Scott Parker's getting sacked immediately.
100%. But again,
he'll be lucky to see Christmas.
It's a difficult one for managers even as well, because Rob Edwards, when he took over at Wolves, he was in a promotion charge with Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough could still get promoted this season. Mm-hmm. And Rob Edwards was like, no, I'm going to go to Wolves. That's my club, whatever. With Burnley, the only geezer who's got the same affinity that Rob Edwards has to Wolves is Sean Dyche, and he ain't going nowhere, mate.
He's good where he is.
So they're just you lot are in the mud. I'm sorry. If you are one of the only Burnley fans watching ShootOut, I think it's curtains. It's game over for you. Fulham have now won 3 out of the last 5. I think when you look at the table, they are only 3 points off the top half again. I think Fulham have been underachieving this season, but they're kind of getting themselves back in that mid-table mixer now, which is about the standard I think they can expect for the rest of the year.
Yeah, they're clinging on now because as some results that they didn't get at the start, which I think they should have, but now they're literally 2-3 points away from actually being in a really good position in the league.
Yeah.
Which is where Fulham technically, based on how they have been playing, should be. So they've clawed it back, to be fair to them. Are they going to be able to get themselves into the top half?
We also made that video on Saturday, didn't we, about the chaos of the Premier League right now.
Yeah.
And it's not like that's changing anytime soon, because Fulham are now another team to add into the cement mixer of sides around that middle part of the table. But let's move now into the game of Arsenal and Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Oh, boy.
This was...
You said 10-0. I said 6-0.
We both got it right, technically.
Yeah, Arsenal won.
I think we should both be docked points for
Mate,
this.
that's a loss.
Mate, 2 own goals against Wolves. Are you lot all right? Declan Rice didn't want to be celebrating because he was so disappointed with the way that the game was going.
Correctly so.
Mate, honestly, if you're Wolves at this point, this is where you throw the towel in. Yes, there were big positives for Wolves.
This is the best game of the season.
This is their best performance of the year, for sure. But I think if you still can't win like that and you can see 2 own goals, mate,
no.
Why? Like, why did you do this to us? This would have been video worthy. We would have been there.
Mate, emergency meeting.
Mate, I'd have gone to your house. I was watching the game. I would have driven to your house and knocked on your door and been like, listen, I know you might be in bed right now, but we're filming. Because Wolves have done it. They have ended Arsenal. That would honestly
have been unbelievable.
Mate, I saw some Arsenal fans were coming out and saying we can't celebrate this.
Correctly so.
Do you know what? I disagree. I think this is exactly why you celebrate it, because they were woeful. Really bad.
But
you still got the same amount of points as if you'd have won 10-0.
No, true. But against anyone else, even say mid-table, towards the lower end, Wolves have been abysmal. Like, abysmal. And Arsenal were bad. It's not even a case of, Wolves were just really, really good. I think it's more on Arsenal being really, really bad on that day.
They just didn't know what to do with the ball.
Which is baffling.
They had so much... They had full, total control of the match.
Yeah.
For the whole game. And there was that one moment where Hwang Hee-chan, hits the shot, and he's literally ran the length of the pitch, mate, because Arsenal committed every man forward, because Wolves offered nothing. It's not like... Wolves were resolute. They had resilience. The word of the channel. But Arsenal relying on a flipping corner that hits the post and hits the back of Johnson's hand. Mate, you lot are walking a tightrope here. This could have been a very different video today.
Yeah, big time.
And the last goal, I mean, Mosquera, out injured, but he's still scoring. The Wolves Mosquera scored. Another own goal. What is it this weekend with these bullet header own goals,
it's
man?
It's crazy. There's been a whole flurry of them this weekend.
This is the history of the Premier League.
But when Wolves got the equaliser, I'm there thinking there's no... And you know what? Arsenal fans saw this one coming. If you go and see their watch-alongs, right, basically all of them were like, this is heading one way. And they did end up scoring. It almost feels like, when you come up against... Say you're playing chess. You come up against someone who's never played chess. And they just go.
Yeah.
And it works. You're just like, how the hell am I playing against this? That's exactly how it looked like with Arsenal against this Wolves team. Beginner's luck, almost sort of feeling.
Yeah.
It's like, they're so bad that I don't know how to play against them.
Almost, yeah. The possession was ridiculous.
It's insane. But I think there's a thing we've got to discuss about Arsenal. Are they crumbling?
Video coming on Wednesday. We'll go through that. Because some people will say, no, but they picked up the 3 points, as you've said. That's the most important thing. That's the debate, isn't it?
Agreed and disagreed. Agreed, but I also think you still need to have purpose in getting the result. And I feel like Arsenal have a few holes starting to show.
Definitely cracks appearing. Will anyone peel the paint? Let's see.
Well, we shall decipher that in a future video.
One team that absolutely don't have cracks right now, if anything, these guys are cement, brick, house. Done. Man City.
Mate.
Wow. There's no boring conversations from me anymore. I'm telling you, I hold my hands up. I was wrong. Man City are really good.
History of the Pep.
This is the Pep Guardiola coming and finding the way. And he's been alluding to it. He's been goading.
He has.
He's been telling us all it's a long race.
Yeah.
And in a long race, you need a front runner. You need a striker who is by far the best in the world. Erling Haaland, again. Unbelievable header. Perfect penalty. And Phil Foden.
He's back.
He is more than back, mate. I think this might be the best he's ever played.
He's back.
It was another stunning goal.
Oh, 100%.
And this is a Palace team who were fourth. Cheers, City. Chelsea are back in there now. But Crystal Palace, it's not an easy place to go. It's difficult to break them down. City were fantastic.
And Pep's alluded to this as well. But what I feel like's happened here, where at a moment at the start they were just relying on Haaland, now they've added another layer. Haaland's still there and still delivering. But now they've got players around him that are really starting to blossom. Blossom really well. And it's the power of the squad now that's beginning to show.
Yes.
And this is what Pep has been alluding to, that it's a long season. Let it play out. I've won the Premier League 4 times. Don't worry about this, right? Despite them looking a little bit slow at the beginning. When you got players like Foden now starting to come into form, another player I want to highlight here because he absolutely deserves it, Shirky.
What a player, man. I knew this was going to happen. As soon as Man City signed him, I'm like, what on earth are all these football clubs doing?
It was obvious.
Not going for him.
Yeah. For that much as well.
Yeah,
like
such
30
a
odd million.
bargain. 25, wasn't it? 25, 30 mil.
Yeah.
Mental. Yeah. What a player.
And he is just... He's what you want football to look like.
Yeah. No, he's a player you'd want on your team. If you don't know football, or if you want to sell football...
Yeah.
Like, if I wanted Georgie to, like, really get into it...
Yeah.
Can't take her to all the Club World Cups, mate. It only happens every 4 years. But I'll show her Rayan Cherki.
Exactly. Yeah. He's anti-robotic.
Which, when you've got a robot running the line, it's a perfect combination.
It's perfect, yeah.
It's like, you can't replace a human with AI, but you can certainly help AI with some human intervention.
And he is the perfect human intervention.
Yeah.
I think this is where the difference is starting to show. And this is the quality in the City team that's now starting to click. Because they've got that foundation and have for a while. But these players are now starting to step up around Haaland. And Haaland is still delivering on top of that. And this is where I feel like the longevity is starting to show.
Yep. Big time.
So City, look, if Arsenal are going to crumble at any point, City will be there to pick up the pieces.
Arsenal are on the run right now. Do you know what I mean?
They are on the run.
Like GTA 4-star, maybe 5-star.
And Haaland is the police.
Yeah, he's in the helicopter, mate. He's got everything at his disposal. He's driving the helicopter and he's got the flipping gun pointing out of it, mate.
And Pep is the guy running the country.
He's there in the back of the van, like, you know that geezer in movies who's usually bald or he's got long hair. He's in the back of the van and he's like orchestrating everything. He's like, enemies on B. Enemies losing Charlie. That is Pep Guardiola right now. That is him all day long. Mate, we've got to keep the hype high for this one. Sunderland have beaten Newcastle. First things first, thank you. Because they're going to hurt after that. And Chelsea have got the fixture from hell next week. And I don't care what Newcastle it is, right? Because this fixture, I hate it. But this fixture that we're going to talk about now, I loved it. Mate, honestly, I turned the volume up on the TV because I had goosebumps when it was on low. Georgie was making me some dinner and like she don't really want too much of the noise. So I had like a bit of sound, but not enough. And I was like, no, I've got to put this up. When Sunderland won that game, that is the loudest roar I've heard at a stadium for a result all year.
Yeah.
That meant something. Newcastle haven't beaten them in 10 derby games in the Premier League.
It's mental.
7 Sunderland wins.
Some things never change.
Mate, there's one player in particular who I just think is such a baller. And if you go on the internet, right, and you look at all these stat websites, they'll say that he was one of the worst rated players in the Sunderland team, but I promise you he's not. Enzo Lefebvre, the midfielder, is an absolute certified baller. The energy that this guy plays with is unparalleled. He's absolutely magnificent. But as well as that, when you partner him up with Granit Xhaka, signing of the season.
Yeah, easily.
Captain, straight away. Sunderland have nailed this. Big time. They're 7th in the league. Level with Liverpool. Level with Palace. 2 behind Chelsea. What a season and what a win.
We were talking about Aston Villa, right?
Yeah.
And done the whole video on them. Sunderland look like Villa Light.
Villa Light, yeah.
You
we
know?
also mentioned that in that video. Go and give it a watch from yesterday.
They're starting to really show the same sort of first steps that we saw with Villa getting to the stage that they're at now. And it's crazy because Sunderland have fast-tracked this. They got promoted and they're doing this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Now, this fixture means the world to both Sunderland and Newcastle. And hence why the hype for this fixture was so huge. And at the Stadium of Light, if it was St. James's, I think it'd be a bit of a different story because they have been in the Premier League forever. But Sunderland, after what they've gone through, to have the first opportunity to have Newcastle back at the Stadium of Light and win. Poetry. Absolute football poetry.
And if you're a Newcastle fan, let me know in the comments. But I don't see how you can't play Joe Linton for this game.
Baffling, yeah.
For me, that Newcastle midfield is scary. The three of Bruno, Tonali, Joe Linton. I think that is a really good, solid midfield three. Lewis Miley's also a very exciting player. But I think for a game of this size, you need your brutes out there, right? You need, if this was like a video game, your grunts and your brutes, mate. Let them do all the dirty work for you. That's what Newcastle lacked yesterday. They didn't have fight. They didn't have the same desire to go for every ball. I think Sadiqi's a solid player in the Sunderland midfield as well. Really, really good footballer. And I was just blown away by how Newcastle just looked so void of the occasion. Do you know what I mean? In a game like that, Sunderland played the moment. Newcastle didn't. Newcastle fully bottled the moment. And their main guy, it's a great header, by the way, Nick. If it was down the other end, geezer.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing.
What are you playing at, bruv? At the start of the second half.
I don't get... It's a great finish.
Fantastic
great
goal.
Finish. But I don't get what you're trying to do.
He even looked confused, didn't he? He's like, oh no.
Yeah.
What have I done?
I don't get why players do this. All right, ball's coming into the box. Your goal is on your on this shoulder. You want to clear it that way. I'm going to think, okay, I'm going to try and just... I know he's thinking, let me get rid and hit out for a corner. But it's such a risky thing. If you're going to just head it away. Just head it away. Look, Newcastle fans are fuming on this, and rightly so. Because this is the fixture where you cannot not show up.
Yeah.
I guaranteed both Newcastle or Sunderland would rather get absolutely destroyed, probably 8-0 against any other top team, and not lose this fixture.
Yeah.
Because it's Sunderland and Newcastle. And for those that just don't get, go and look back at Sunderland Newcastle. It's just, it's one thing having a derby because teams are close to each other. And then there's Sunderland Newcastle. It's a different level.
Yeah.
There's so much animosity there that Newcastle fans now are fuming because they lost to Sunderland. I get it. I fully get it.
It was a great game, though, in terms of the energy of what you want the Premier League to be. I sometimes think we've kind of lost a bit of that.
100%.
We were talking on our watch along about those kind of the bastard players. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's probably the worst swear word I can use on this channel. But those kind of players that are just no one likes them. Universally, they're hated across the board, even by some of your own fans. We don't really have that. This game had a bit of that. It had a little bit of added impetus when it came to aggression. The Sunderland players, there were bits left on every tackle. Dan Burn went off. That was a 50-50. There's nothing malicious about it. But all of the big moments, the players from Sunderland committed to every single challenge, every single run, every pass. I was beyond impressed, which I have been on countless occasions by Sunderland this season. But listen, Newcastle, right? I'll say this about you lot. Don't get angry now, okay? Just let it go. Let it breeze past. Let that northern easterly breeze off the North Sea, just let it cool you down, okay? You don't need to get heated. We don't need any reaction. We don't need any response, please. Don't do this to me. I'm so scared, bro. I'm actually petrified of this fixture. Check the weekend.
100%. Because you can easily see where this one's going.
Let's not talk about it now. I'm going to cry.
Especially with Newcastle to prove a point.
Oh, Eddie Howe's going to be under pressure if they lose to Chelsea.
He actually would be.
Because they're down in the bottom half of the table, mate.
Yeah, and they just shouldn't be there. And Sunderland are up and flying.
They are up and flying.
Again, a reason why Newcastle are not holding this down. They will not let this go.
No.
And like I said, correctly so.
Great game. Let's move on to the next one.
Yep.
And I'm going to start with this. Slow clap, fast clap, speed it up.
Who are we applauding?
We are applauding Sean Dyche, Callum Hudson-Odoi.
No, it's standing ovation.
Go on.
Come on,
let's get up.
Standing ovation.
We love to see it. What a result. What a game. What a man. Oh, Callum, you are still so Chelsea.
Proper
I
Chelsea.
absolutely love it, mate.
Proper Chelsea.
Wow. Forest 3, Tottenham Hotspur 0. They are rubbish. And I love it. I'm here for it.
It's the history of the Tottenham.
It is the history of the Tottenham.
It's the history of the Tottenham. You could look. Let me make this clear. You can get Pep, Klopp, Tuchel,
Conte, Mourinho,
Jose, Sir Alex. Let's stick Bobby Robson in there. Let's stick Brian Clough in there. Let's stick
Arsene Wenger.
Arsene Wenger. How did I forget Arsene Wenger? Sorry, Arsene. Carlo, Ancelotti.
The list goes on.
Throw them all in. Put them in a blender.
Blender.
Make a super manager shake.
A manager shake.
Super manager, right? And they'd still lose at Spurs.
Mate.
This is just the history of the Tottenham. Look, at this point, just give in and accept. Look, someone this weekend tapped out, and we never thought it would happen. But Spurs,
as an entity, it's time to go.
It's time to call it a day.
You should just know at this point.
It's over.
It is, honestly. I mean, as much as we can belittle Tottenham and their lack of achievements, we have to say 2 near perfect displays from Forest. Ibrahim Sangare scored a remarkable goal. 2 assists as well. And former Chelsea boy, Callum Hudson-Odoi, scoring, again, a sumptuous goal. It truly was spectacular. And he got an assist for Sangare's goal too. So between those 2, best day of the season for Nottingham Forest. 3-0 win, pulls them away from the relegation zone, and it kind of just highlights the problem that Leeds, Burnley, Wolves, Brentford even are in, because that Forest team are way too good to go down.
Big time. And Forest were on the front foot properly for the entirety of the game.
They had so many chances and shots,
so
bro.
Many. And that's so unlike a Sean Dyche team. You would have thought that, all right, Tottenham will dominate the game. Forest will try and catch them on a break, have a few chances, probably bury 1 or 2, maybe get a win that way, and that's it. No, Spurs were dreadful.
Yeah, that's
really bad.
Possibly the worst I've seen them. And I've seen some pretty bad stuff.
And that first goal summed it all up. You know, where Vicario gives it to the... Which defender was it?
I can't remember who it was.
Centre-back, I forgot. But that pass initially, I don't think there's people that are going to blame Vicario for making the pass. I think both are equally responsible. Because, yes, Vicario looking at his defender under pressure shouldn't be passing in that first instance. But there was also enough time to be able to... Look, if we're talking about quick build-up, and nowadays everyone wants to flipping build up and do things quickly from passing out the back, well, you got to get a move on, mate. You know? You get the ball, don't sleep. He took like 3 touches.
Yeah.
Of course you're going to get dispossessed. And he had an option. He literally had on his right-hand side. He literally had Pedro Porro to pass the ball to. And he receives the ball, 1 touch, 2 touch. Of course, I've lost the ball. You know?
Yeah.
Instead of being quick and snappy. So that could have been averted from him. But then again... Yeah, Vicario putting him in trouble in the first place is also something there, but that sums up Tottenham as a whole.
Yeah, they just and again, the game. This could have been a cricket score, mate. Like Morgan Gibbs-White had big chances, could have scored. The amount of times you're looking at Spurs and you're like, "Where's the energy? Like when are you not going to get off the bus?" They didn't get off the bus.
They don't have a bus.
They don't have a bus. It was parked a long time ago. It's gathering dust in the trophy cabinet with all the other.
They walk everywhere
with all the other shelves, empty shelves. Incredible result. West Ham, Villa. Next.
Yes.
3-2.
Unlucky West Ham.
Yeah.
Credit to Villa.
Mm-hmm. If you don't want to know fully what we say about this game, we did a whole thing on Aston Villa yesterday. But West Ham, positives to take, I think, from this. I know that obviously if you're a West Ham fan, you probably won't agree with what I've just said because you were ahead twice and you lost the game. But this is a team that have won 9 in a row. West Ham, away from home, they've stopped losing. They've got a couple of good results, draws, particularly away from home recently. But West Ham are currently 18th in the table. They are still 3 points adrift of Leeds. And the thing with West Ham is, all of the other teams that are around that area, Leeds have had a win recently. Forest have won 3 of their last 5. Bournemouth are struggling now. Brentford are going to come into it. Like, West Ham need to start getting some wins from somewhere. And it don't look very easy. They got Man City up next. So they're going to be in trouble.
The West Ham are playing better compared to what we saw initially under Graham Potter, right? But right now, it's still not enough. You know, maybe it might start to click in terms of results soon, but it has to. Like, they got to get a move on. Time's ticking. So the fact that they actually were winning this game, started really, really well, really bright, and didn't hold on, is, I want to say West Ham should be doing better, but I think it shows a lot about Villa. Villa have just been taking everyone to the cleaners, and they're just so strong. And mentally, I think they're the strongest team in the league right now.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about resilience and we talk about, you know, really going for it. Villa show that in every single department. And even when they're losing, like this game, you just know that they can claw it back up and get themselves a result, and they did just that. With some phenomenal, especially their last goal, some really, really good goals overall. Fair play to Villa overall. Unlucky to West Ham, because I think in another part of the season, earlier on, they probably would have got smashed in this game.
Yeah.
They gave it a good fight.
Final game that we're going to talk about is Brentford 1, Leeds 1. Another game without defeat for Leeds United. They were the better team, in my opinion, in this game. I did think Brentford were going to win this. Brentford being at home, a good side at home. But I think this game, for me, actually cements a couple of things. I think Leeds are the best equipped of those teams down the bottom, based on current form, to stay up. And I think this result actually drags Brentford into the relegation battle throughout for the longevity of the season, because this would have been a big win if they would have got it. But in terms of the way the game played out, Leeds were the better side. They had a lot more opportunities. They had more big chances. And by all accounts, I think were unlucky not to win the game. Brentford had the possession, but they didn't do too much with it. But they defended well.
But for Brentford, it almost looked like the game plan was working. That's the problem. So I agree with you. I don't think Brentford were, you could say, quote unquote, the best team. But it was working until the end. You know, not being fantastic, but being 1-0 up and looking like you're going to claw it out, even though you don't have the ball. Especially in Brentford's situation right now, this is where I think they were thinking, you know what, we'll take this. We're going to get across the line. Cool. And then Calvert-Lewin, who's found some form lately.
Every striker that I criticise, particularly, Ollie Watkins scoring.
Please,
Calvert-Lewin scoring.
Can you start gunning down João Pedro and Liam Delap and these? Can you just start calling them out? They might start banging in hat tricks.
You bunch of plonkers. Score me some goals, please. I mean it. I'm angry.
But this is where I don't think it was a case of Brentford being voluntarily poor. I thought they saw a way that was working, stuck to it, and nearly got across the line, fumbled at the end, which is unlucky. I expected Brentford to win, to be honest. Fair play to Leeds for getting themselves back into it, and fair play to Calvert-Lewin.
I'm looking at the table, and Brentford are 14th. They're level on points with Fulham, but I think Fulham have kind of turned a recent corner. They're looking better now. They've got the same record over the course of the season. Bournemouth are now 15th in the Premier League. They play, obviously, tonight, or yesterday. We don't know the score because we're recording this on Monday.
We could pretend, like, let's do both scenarios. Man United have won again.
Man United have won again. Oh, for goodness sake. Yeah, we're bored of them lot now.
Horrible.
Bournemouth, you lot are really struggling.
Yeah.
If Bournemouth win, we're like, oh, Bournemouth, oh, look at them back in the top half of the table.
Oh, mate, Amorim under trouble.
Yeah, sack him,
Getting
fire
sacked.
him. That game, actually, there's a lot at stake here. This is actually a huge game because Ruben Amorim is literally one wrong turning away from being, I don't know, shipped off somewhere. We don't know where. And Bournemouth are in free fall, which obviously you can rely on Chelsea to kind of slow that down slightly. But if Bournemouth do lose, mate, they are as in it as anybody right now. Because I don't think Forest are going to be down there for long if they play like they did yesterday.
Yeah, without a doubt. And for United, it could be the complete reverse. If they win, they go into fifth.
They could go fourth if they win
Level with Chelsea.
9-0.
Not.
If they win 9-0.
Yeah. They
That
don't
ain't
need a
happening.
lot of goals. Yeah.
Imagine if we get that 10-0 for this game.
Get out of it.
Okay, you lot, it's been your Premier League roundup. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to ShootOut if you haven't already done so. We will be live tonight for Cardiff in the League Cup.
Yes.
Got to get our heads into Tuesday mode now, Younes.
It is.
'Cause this is Tuesday's video.
Very true. Very true. So make sure you're there for that. I expect a lot of rotation.
I do as well. Who knows what we're going to see? But then tomorrow we'll also have a piece of content out for you lot. And then obviously we're looking forward again. It's December. It means football's coming thick and fast, which means uploads are coming thick and fast. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe, notification bell on. See you there.